honorable ministers and other senior government officials, chairman of the East African Tea Trade Association, tea growers, distinguished guests, conference participants, and exhibitors, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to welcome you to Rwanda and to join you in the second African Tea Association Tea Convention as you deliberate on the issues concerning tea and its contribution to the African economies. There is no doubt that the tea industry is important to the world economy. The large number of delegates to this convention from many countries and all sectors of the industry attests to the importance of tea as a tradable commodity and high value beverage. This industry is not only important today, its future remains bright, as recent figures indicate. In the last 5 years, global demand and consumption has increased by 21%, while production has gone up by 15%. Clearly, a market exists, and we need to produce more to meet this demand, not only in terms of volume, but also in quality. But while the future looks promising, there are also challenges that must be addressed. Tea as a beverage faces competition from other drinks in the market, as well as changes in consumer tastes and preferences, and high and rising costs of production. These are some of the challenges to which this convention must find answers. Despite these challenges, there are opportunities that should be explored. The tea sector should embark on a value addition, product and market diversification by tapping into the high value and specialty tea markets, and adoption of new technologies to keep it competitive on the global beverage market. Achieving this requires continued research and development and technological innovations in order to have products aligned to the new and emerging sophisticated consumer demands. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Africa accounts for 13% of the global tea production and 32% of global tea exports. We must therefore remain alive to the sector's importance in foreign exchange earnings, generating direct and indirect employment to millions of our people and poverty reduction. As you may be aware, East Africa as a bloc is the third largest tea producer in the world after China and India, but also the leading exporter in the world. This is because we consume only a small proportion of what we produce. This situation must be altered. The industry can earn more if, in addition to export, we increased domestic consumption of tea. We should take advantage of Africa's growing population, now estimated at 1 billion, as a significant consumer base to reduce dependence on external markets alone. Let me illustrate. In Rwanda, tea is our number 2 agricultural export commodity in terms of foreign exchange earned. And revenues earned from tea exports have almost tripled in the past decade, from $22.6 million in 2003 to $65.7 million in 2012. The potential for doing better and getting more out of it exists. Africa produces nearly as much tea, 800,000 metric tons, as China and India produce at 1 million metric tons each. But while China and India consume all the tea they produce, we export over 95% of our tea, 95%. In my own country, Rwanda, we consume less than 2% of the tea produced here. Actually, this might be what I consume in my own. I'm the biggest tea consumer here in the country, so I think I take a big chunk of this 2%. In terms of value addition, over 95% of our tea is sold as black CTC, crush, tear, curl. That's why, and that is with very limited value addition. Only Kenya, which is leading in value addition on the continent, does 5% value addition. This means a price difference on average of US dollars. It's 2.5 per kilogram at the Mombasa auction of black tea, and US 25 US dollars 25 per kilogram of value added tea. Compare this to Sri Lanka, which adds value by 40% to their 300,000 tons of tea, allowing them to earn $1 billion a year. So I hope our people are really listening carefully, that we can do better, earn better, and benefit more. To give another example, the United States Kingdom imports 250 million pounds worth of tea, adds value to it, and exports it for 400 million pounds. Really what it means, you produce very good tea, do very little with it, send it outside, and then comes back to you, and you pay through the nose. The UK does not produce any teas locally. So doesn't this form a good lesson for us here in Rwanda, in East Africa? In this regard, let me congratulate Sorwate for taking the lead locally in value addition to tea, and also challenge the other companies to follow this example. Maybe you should have really had a very good prize for people who add more value. Not just who produce good tea, but who also add more value. Anyway, I'll give you the prize later. I have my own to give to you. I should add that the success of the tea industry hinges a lot on the farmer. The industry must be prepared to invest with and in farmers to get the most that we can get from our land, ensuring that farmers are an integral part of the industry is critical for countries like ours, where the majority are smallholder farmers. I realize that there are public regulatory agencies, research institutions, and processes here present. I request you all to engage in training farmers, in capacity building and policy formulations, and conducting both basic and applied research and technology adoption that would promote the African tea sector. Rwanda will be looking to expand tea in new areas. Over 20,000 hectares is projected. This will provide opportunities for construction of at least 5 new factories. I invite you to seize this investment opportunity in our tea sector. And those of you who have invested in the Rwanda tea sector know the benefits of doing so. The government of Rwanda is committed to ensuring that your investment is fully realized. Distinguished participants, the tea competition conducted as part of this international event is an indication of the opportunity that tea growers and processors have in harnessing the conducive climatic conditions to produce a high-quality beverage. I thank all those who participated in the tea cupping competitions You enlightened us on the treasure we have, and the awards you received today will have more meaning if they translate into increased T cells. I would like to recognize the efforts and the important role the East African Tea Trade Association plays in promoting the interests of the industry and in facilitating tea trade through the Mombasa auction. The auction has remained the largest marketing channel for selling tea within the African continent. In conclusion, I would like to thank our Minister of Agriculture and Animal Resources, the EATTA Secretariat, and the National Agriculture Export Development Board, NAEB, for having organized this tea convention and exhibition. I'm sure most of us have had an opportunity to learn more about the tea sector and the opportunities in the industry. I wish you fruitful deliberations during this convention and enjoy your stay in Rwanda. Thank you for your kind attention.
Your Excellency,